Yeah, welcome back to our second episode of the Takeaway Sunday podcast. This time it's just me and Max.
Yeah, just us two.
Way.
No
It is
guess.
also too early. I've just rolled out of
Yeah,
bed at half
same.
11.
I got up. Yeah, I got up what half an hour ago, I think. Went out of
Yeah,
bed.
it's not good. We've been
It's
in
not
this,
ideal.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got class. Yeah, well, you missed class, and I've got class.
Yeah, I slept through it. I woke up for it, and then it's just a classic. Just 10 more minutes, and
10 more
next thing you
minutes.
know.
Yep, and you're out
But to be
completely.
fair, I was just scrolling through TikTok as you do, and someone else was I think doing a podcast, or they were a student people doing podcasts, and they were just talking about. And I think it's the same for everyone. Like even if you've got an early lecture, like you'll grab your computer, your laptop, whatever. You'll try and log in. If you can get to the logging in stage and getting
Yeah,
onto the Zoom call, you put it next to you, and then you're listening for like 10 seconds, trying to stay awake. And next thing you know, you're waking up and everyone's left, and you're the only one left in there
yeah.
because you've just slept through it.
Well, I can't do that because I've got my PC that I've got to be on. So I'm
Mm.
sat on my chair, and like okay, at Escape, you know how uncomfy those chairs are.
Oh, they're terrible.
I fell asleep on one.
Oh,
I've
Jesus, you
done that a couple of
must
times
have been
actually.
knackered.
I remember waking up so like, oh my god, my back.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
your
my
back
god, my
must be
back.
destroyed.
Because I think I must
Those
have, I
chairs
was
are
like
terrible.
this on it. I was just
Yeah.
out completely. And I just remember waking up, I was like, oh my god, my back. What has happened to me? I felt violated. It
Yeah, those
was
chairs. I don't
awful.
miss them. One thing I'm not missing right now being home is
No,
those
I'm very
chairs.
tempted to take this chair with me, but at the same time, that does require reassembly of the chair on my own when I'm there because I
Yeah,
doubt my dad would be able to come back up with me.
yeah, exactly.
But I'll tell
But
you, oh, you go, mate.
I was just gonna say, just in positive news, was a big big Bojo announced
Ah, that's
yesterday.
exactly what I
Clubs,
was about to say.
yeah, clubs
I
and
was like,
pubs are
was
coming
ah,
back. Cannot
yes,
wait.
yes. Oh, I feel like I'm so happy. I feel like United have just won the Premier League.
Oh, could you? Oh, going into the summer, United have won the league.
Oh my
Pubs
mate.
and clubs open.
Oh, don't.
Liverpool
I'm
have failed to
so
make Champions League. Oh,
don't. That would be the perfect summer.
it'd be brilliant. And then we got the Euro, England in the
England,
Euros.
the oh my god, the
Everything
Euros,
could come
and we
together.
have the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
Oh
smash
my
out the
god,
Olympics as well.
we've got so much football over the summer, and we got the F1.
And the F1, yeah, everything.
Oh my god, mate, this actually has the potential to be like the goated summer, like AP said.
And and there's cricket.
Oh, okay, you've ruined it a bit now, mate.
Just
We
thought
don't
I'd
we don't
try.
go that far.
I'd
We don't go
try.
that far. No,
Oh wow, okay. Yeah,
we
well, you like, go on.
no. It was just, the cricket shouldn't get mentioned when it comes to goated.
Oh, the cricket, yeah, it's a great place. Like,
It's
either you
so
can go for
boring
like
to
just no,
watch.
no, 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 no. Like, excuse me, if I could understand, people just think of cricket as you test match cricket where you sit there for 5 days and it's just constant blocks and then an occasional boundary. But if you go to like a 1 day game or a T20 game where it's in the summer, it's still hot at like 7 at night. You literally just go and you just drink. Like the 1 day games where in the summer where it's a constant like 20 plus degrees and you're just watching cricket getting drunk. It just sounds brilliant. And then and then when you've probably had so many down you, and then there's a ball flying at you because they've smacked it for six. It's the dream at the moment.
Or we're in a beer garden watching the football.
The atmosphere's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, the cricket's just all like, oh, Paul.
No, 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 no. The disrespect.
Nah,
The
yeah, there
disrespect. I
is
tell you what, yeah.
disrespect. Mate,
For
I woke up and chose violence.
yeah, mate, you chose violence for most of these podcasts. You just don't want to make friends with anyone.
No,
Um,
mate, that's
I
not what
think
you don't get content from being friendly.
true. You don't. You've got to be a bit of a dickhead.
Exactly.
You're the dickhead of the podcast. Then you can
Yeah,
take that role.
yeah, I'll be the dickhead.
Uh, I tell you what, we should do for one Sunday's rankings. We should do like sport of like sort of enjoyment or whatever with someone, and then it's just we'll make sure we've got someone on
Cricket.
there. Yeah, well, we'll do that one with maybe like Swinners, so then it's near at the top, so you're
No, no,
outnumbered.
no. We'll do this when we like Ethan. Joe comes on or something like that, because I know how much they love cricket as well.
Do you know what? I think Joe wouldn't put it at the bottom. Yeah, do you know what? I don't think Ethan would.
I don't think it's not at the bottom. It's not. No,
Golf is the worst. That's my
oh,
opinion.
for
Golf cannot
watching,
stand golf.
golf is crap for watching.
But I think cricket's not too. But then I suppose if you look at it in terms of playing cricket and golf and watching cricket and golf, I can understand the arguments for both. And like watching golf is terrible because it's just someone hitting the ball. But then whilst you're playing golf, if you're with obviously, if you know, there's going to be about 5 people. So once you've hit your go, you've just got to wait. Then still,
Yeah, golf is enjoyable actually. That's
but so is cricket
got to take.
enjoyable. Cricket's enjoyable to both for me.
I feel like they're both similar in fact. Like there's a lot of standing around. Like if you're a fielder,
Yeah.
like and I don't like yeah, if you're a fielder, there's could be like potentially like there's no balls coming my way. Oh wait, here we go. I've got one. 10 minutes later. Oh, I missed. I dropped it, and now my team hate me.
I'd love to see you try and catch a cricket. Cute. I love that. I love that.
Oh, I was sick. I'm sick at catching. I'm a good catch.
Oh, do you know? Tell you what, I thought I was good at catching. I think I am good at catching, but I do remember this one game where we was playing cricket at school, where we were getting absolutely battered. To be fair, so it didn't really matter. But they just got smacked straight up in the air. It was such a simple catch, and like I've gone to catch it, and I don't know what's gone wrong, but for somehow it's not gone into my hands, but it's like the gap here where my arms are, and it's just fallen straight through. The abuse I got
So
after that drop.
I was always sick at catching. I was all that could make the acrobatic
The
catches.
acrobatics, yeah,
I
flinging
looked
yourself
good.
left, right, and
I
centre.
looked good when catching. The easy ones, however, no, I'm not having it. But the hard
Yeah.
ones,
I
I
feel like that's the case with most, you know. I feel like because it's sort of just like a jump and hope. So like it's natural instinct takes
also
over.
yeah, you don't think about it. When there's one that hanging in
Yeah.
the air, you think I was like, gotta catch this, gotta catch this, gotta catch this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like when I'm playing Rocket League. When there's an open goal and there's no pressure, it's like I
Yeah,
have to score
yeah.
this. I
Sure.
have to
Yeah.
score this. Oh shit, I've missed. But when it's
Yeah.
just
I
natural, so I
can
just hit it.
oh yeah, I think that's probably the case. I think if you take that for most things, if you try and let natural instinct take over, then you'll probably do better than you think you will because
Yeah,
your natural instinct, if something's going to hit your hand that you just even subconsciously you know you're meant to be catching, your hand's going to clench once it's felt it.
yeah,
But obviously, what you're saying once it's something's falling, you're thinking, okay, I've got you. You're thinking about when you've got to close your hands, or is it going to fall through your hands and all that. And then, like you said, with Rocket League and all that. But I suppose if you took it into actual, someone is at my door. I think I might
sounds
need
like
to
your
get
door.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't good. Give me a sec.
Oh, it's always gotta happen with someone. Always gotta happen. It's happened to me it happened to me last episode. So
Oh,
that's
I'm
just
back. I'm back. I'm
there you go,
back.
he's back.
Sorry. It's very unprofessional, but I didn't think my dad would.
It happened to me last episode.
Yeah, true. It's fine. We're even. But mine wasn't pissing off my dad.
Huh. We didn't need to bring that one up again.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, well, just back to the natural instinct. I think if you take it into work maybe as well, right? If you sort of stressing when it comes to work and thinking what you've got to do and when you've got to do it and all this, if you just sort of like just sit down and just let yourself get on with it without trying to overthink anything, which is probably something I should take into consideration because I'm dreadful when it comes to like assignments and like stressing over them and overthinking them. Like, but then you can compare that to Ethan, who just does not feel anything like that at all.
Until
He's
the
our
last day.
flatmate. Yeah, but even then, I don't think he stresses. Like, I genuinely don't think
Oh,
he has any form of stress.
he like knows that. Oh shit, sorry. He knows that he can get it done. He could just bang it out in like the last 3 days and then
It's not. Yeah, like he does like an hour. Say if it's due Friday, he'll do an hour Wednesday, an hour Thursday, and then he'll start after he's eating his dinner on Friday at like 8 at night, and then just does it till the following 8 the next day.
yeah.
And I just think like if that was me, I would be like all over the place. Like it would mentally destroy me. Just the thought, because I'm taking like 2-3 weeks to do these assignments where I'm gathering research and all this and all that, and then he's bashing that out. And to be fair to him, he's getting decent grades at times. obviously doing it in that method, you're gonna have a dip now and then, but doing it my way, you dip now and then anyway.
Mm.
Like, and me and Ethan we've got quite similar grades throughout the whole of uni. But I suppose it was what works for him. You got to do what works for you, haven't you?
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. And
But
I
it's just,
I'm a bit of a mix. Like I'll find myself sometimes like if I really enjoy the project, then yeah, I'll bang it out throughout the week. Like I'll want to work on it. But if it's something I really don't like, I'm delaying that until like the last minute possible.
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Well, it's like my dissertation. I really should be. I'm behind. I'd say I'm behind on it.
If you're
Um,
behind, what's Ethan?
yeah. That's what that's the thing. Yeah, that's what I have in my head. I'm just thinking like, if I think I'm behind, like, but again, like we were speaking about it a couple of days ago, and I think it's due like early April. I think, um, maybe like the second week of April. I think it's due. And so what? It's just over a month we've got, and like I normally take just under a month to do just a normal assignment, and this isn't a normal assignment.
Yeah.
Like I've I'm getting there. I'm at the point where I'm gathering data now. So hopefully by
Wait,
the
just
end of
under a month?
to do a normal assignment, we've got about a month and 2 weeks before it's
Oh,
actually due.
okay. I was like,
So we've got
it's like
about 6 weeks till
I
it's
thought you
due.
say it's like yeah, it's like mid-April, so we've got just under a month. I was like, what?
No. So, but we have a poster due. This stupid poster
Oh my God, the
that
poster.
the poster that's due on the week, I think, of the 8th of March, which I've spoke to my other mates about who are doing their dissertation at the moment, who are like, "What are you on about? We haven't got no poster to do." And I'm like, it's not like I've then gone on to describe like it's not like an actual poster. It's not like a drawing. It's just like a summary where you just write loads of stuff up. And they were like, "Yeah, no, we don't do that." I think it's literally just our uni that does it,
Oh wow.
and it's just it's stupid because it's just this. It would be on like A3 on your computer or something because obviously we can't
Mm,
actually go in and present because then we have to present it as well. So we have to talk about. It's not like we just submit it. We have to present it, and it just talks about. The thing is, the thing that concerns me is I'm not 100% sure if it's just a summary of our whole dissertation, or if it's something in words we've had to have gathered data by that point, and then we have to talk about our data a bit
yeah.
in it. Because if it's that case, then Ethan's got and I've only got just over a week to gather this data. I'm doing questionnaires, so mine should be too hard to gather. But I think Ethan's doing interviews. So, and then the thing is with interviews, you've obviously you've got to transcribe it, like
Yeah.
every single word, the ums, the ahs, the ifs, buts, maybes, and that's just so much effort. And
Oh,
depending
that
how many
is.
interviews you do, it's a shit.
That sounds painful.
Yeah. So,
We should probably talk
just
about what we actually do at uni and where we
yeah,
go.
that might be useful actually.
Because we've been
Just hearing
talking
us talk
about
about
it
this.
like like projects and dissertation stuff, but we haven't actually said what we're doing. So Brandon, what are you studying and where?
Wow.
He's forgot.
Pressure. No, I'm studying at UCFB Wembley. Doing sports business and sports law, which trust me, as someone else seemed a bit surprised and oh, that's good. It's really not. It's the name just sounds fancy. Um, but it is. It's good fun. I'm enjoying it. At sometimes, obviously, I have like most every uni student, have had to adapt to online learning. What about you, Max? Where are you studying? What are you studying?
I am doing visual effects at Middlesex University in Hendon. Yeah, so
I've
it's
seen. I was gonna say I've seen some of the stuff Max has done, and it blows my mind.
thank you. No, I like to think I take a pretty cool subject.
Mm.
Like my sister's come in, she's looked at the stuff, my work, and she's gone like, why is it whenever I come in, like you're always doing something really cool? It's like because I do cool stuff. It's like my subject. So I think it's pretty cool. But it's not taking any f- the thing. It is cool, but it is stressful. It's like we've got from it's like with like an essay,
Mm.
you can take up to you don't really have to spend like the whole week working on it. Like if you could bang it out in 2 days, like okay, that's done. Like but with this sort of thing, you kind of have to go up sorry, until the deadline because there's
Mhm.
always something that you can improve. There's a shot is never finished. It's just done,
Yeah,
which we've come to learn. Like even in like in big Hollywood films, the shot is never finished. It's just released. So
yeah.
we always have to take it up to the last day to make sure that it's good.
My bad.
Do I do
Sorry.
that?
Yeah.
No. No, I don't. I still get it
No.
done beforehand sometimes, or even then I just work on it the last day. But
Oh,
no, it's like
yeah.
Brandon says like my stuff's really cool. It's like, but I could never do what you do. I
No.
honestly could
Yeah, it's
not do
like
what you do, mate. I don't have the mental capacity for it.
it's draining. I give you that. I think it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like obviously we've both gone into areas which we thought, well, I mean, at least it's an interest to us.
Yeah,
And then obviously we've learnt that through because you're in your second year and I'm in
yeah.
my last year. So Max has got the luxury of one more year with hopefully being able to go out clubbing and pubbing. But I think if we just switch roles and for even a year, I reckon we'd probably pick it up quite quickly.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like we're
It's
both
just
like quick learners.
yeah, but it's just like because like you're saying, I've seen the stuff like Max does on his computer, and there's like all these little things which go to like making it, and like all these different layers, and it just like I look at it and I just think, oh, I ain't got a clue. But then I suppose, like you say, likewise, when I'm learning about some case to do with like contract law or something,
Yeah, I
it's
wouldn't even
probably
know where to
just
begin with. That
yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, if someone said, like, okay, Max, do this, I'm like, what? You want me to do what? I don't know where to
What?
start. What? What?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
no, I've
so
also had
yeah.
I say the opportunity. I've, I started learning VFX from like when I was about 14, 15. So I've been doing it for a while now. Am I still the best at it?
Mm.
No, because I was doing very, very basic stuff. And it's not really until like uni where I've actually started to do like more advanced things. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
but
just
at least you've gone into uni with a little bit of, I suppose,
yeah,
knowledge
true.
in.
That helped me out. That helped me out a lot.
Like, I wasn't reading contract law at the age of 14. I can tell you that now. I'd have been that weird kid then. He was like, "What's he got this fat book reading about contract law?"
Yeah, yeah. So I'm open up your own agency at 16 years old.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I suppose
Uh,
as well. Like, how have you found being back home during uni? Because obviously we were there. We both obviously we lived together, but so we were there at the start, and we all moved in because we moved in. We were one of the first
we were
two
the
to move
first two,
into our
yeah.
accommodation, and then we had Sam as well, which I think was mid-August time, wasn't it? It's
Was
about
Sam not?
14th of August, I think. Sam was there with us.
Sam was there at the very
Oh,
beginning with us, wasn't he? The same day we moved in, wasn't
yeah. And so obviously we've been there since then, and then obviously before lockdown came, or at least this lockdown came in, we went home now and then and all this. But
he?
we stayed there during the second lockdown in December. Or was it?
Yeah,
No, it was November, wasn't it?
November.
It's November going into December, yeah. And then obviously we've come back for Christmas and then haven't been able to go back. So I suppose how have you found this whole year so far?
Oh, it's I don't know how to describe it. Like I've been really just not. I've not been very motivated this year.
Yeah, I'll back that.
Like when I suppose it's just the fact that my bed is literally 20 centimeters away from me.
Yeah.
When my first year when I actually had to go into campus, I had to get out of bed and go on a bus, which just sort of wake me up. So when I got and it'd be in that
Yeah.
environment as well, it motivated me to want to do it. But being at home, it just sort of yeah, I've lost a lot of motivation to do it. So hopefully next year I can bring it back
Yeah.
when we're allowed back on campus and really focus
Yeah,
because
no.
there's something about being on campus that really just yeah like determined me more. I think
Yeah, I fully back that. And I think as well it's for people who've just come in because we know a couple of people who have just started their first year at uni. And like if this was my first year at uni, I would be seriously questioning if there's any point
yeah,
like to carry
me
on
too.
because like obviously we've had that experience of going into campus and like going into uni campus is part of the uni life.
Oh
Like
yeah, it
as
is.
much as like the struggle of getting out of bed to be there for like 9 o'clock and all that is all part of how it is, in a weird way. And you get there, and like you say, you've got your uni mates around you and your course mates around you, and there's just a better vibe, and you just think, well, do you know what? Actually, I'll go back and I might still be in a keyword. I might do this bit of reading,
Yeah,
and all that. But now, just being back at home, where you're just stuck in the same room trying to learn and listen to your online lectures, you just think there's just no point. Like
family
it
walking
was
in
like
every
to,
5 minutes.
yeah, yeah. It's just absolutely no point. Like today, like I missed my. It was only 2 hours, and it's obviously it's important, but it's not the main bit of my course at the moment. It's to just
Mm,
basically dissertation help. But obviously, if I was at uni and we were able to go into campus, then I would be up and going in. And then it's that fact as well. Then you've done that. You're up. By the time that's finished for me, it's 11 o'clock, and then I'm fully awake. I'm ready to take on the rest of the day. If that's going to the gym, doing work. But
yeah,
like today, I woke up at 10:30, rolled out of bed at 11 for this podcast, and then it's just sort of like it's almost midday and I haven't really done anything, and I'm not
yeah,
really awake
I
yet.
don't feel knackered still. It's like I'm still yawning.
Yeah, exactly. You can make me yawn now.
Oh, it made me yawn,
Oh,
mate.
oh, God,
But yeah,
it's
no,
just an
I'm
hour
looking
of
forward to
yawning.
next year when I can actually go back onto campus. But this year,
Yeah,
it's not been too bad. Like I've been quite fortunate enough that the fact that my course was all on a PC anyway. Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't really have to do anything like physical. I mean,
Mm,
the one thing I missed out on is getting to use like the facilities at uni. It's like our big green screen and mocap room. I miss using that.
mm.
Like the cameras as well there. We like the cameras we got there are so good. Didn't get to use those for anything this year, unfortunately. But
Yeah, we've missed out. Me, Sam, I suppose all of us, because you're the only one in our flat who doesn't go to UCFB. But UCFB for every third year, for all third years, I think there's only a limited spaces, but they offer you the opportunity. You get to go to St George's Park,
yeah,
the England training ground. So every year they've obviously allowed students to go to that, and then they have like a pretty big special guest coming in if that's Gareth Southgate or whoever. I can't remember who they had last year. Um, but they've had pretty big names, and it's like then you get to go around the training complex and see what it's like and all the football pitches. And that was when they sold that to me at the start of when I was like looking where I wanted to go at uni. That was like that's actually pretty cool, That's
yeah,
and then obviously this has come about, and it has been taken away from us because we can't go there. But they've put it to an online thing, but it's just not the same. Like even if they did have a huge name talking, it's an online like they can't like all they can
you
it's
just feel
just
like
not
you're
like
watching
the
a
same
video.
at all. Yeah, so it's like I could just record it and watch it later. So with things have been taken away from us, but then I suppose like you say at the same time, it's not been too bad. I think this year, to be fair though, we've met some great people this year.
Oh yeah, we have.
Um,
I
and I
think
don't
if
know,
this
maybe
might not have
go
happened
on.
if COVID hadn't happened. We might not have met them.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think because we've had to be stuck together and we've had to make sort of because I suppose we could. Do you want to talk about how we met them? That whole story.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose we can. So there was one. Oh, do you want to go? Are we going from like the very
Um,
beginning, where from
oh,
like the whole when we first joined the group chat?
yeah, I feel like we go from right at the start.
Okay, right at the very beginning. Okay, so what was it? Beginning of September? Like we were about there for 2 weeks, weren't we?
Think so,
I
yeah.
think we were at
Yeah,
Skate for about 2 weeks, and God knows why, but Joe loves shouting out of his window, and obviously we find it hilarious.
yeah.
We find it absolutely
Yeah.
hilarious. And this one day, he's shouting out of his window. This one girl's like trying to take her rubbish out to the bins, which is we face the bins. We do like this whole courtyard, and there's some bins at the back.
Yeah,
So this girl's walking up the ramp, and Joe's shouting, it's like, "Are you ready, kids?" and all this other thing, and we're
yeah.
pissing ourselves laughing at him because this girl's just looking around like, "Where the fuck hell is that coming from?" We're laughing, and then one day we're playing Rocket League, and we're like, Joe's goes, "Oh, this escape group chat so shit. They talk about microwaves," and we're like, "Should we join it and just make it a bit more interesting?" We're like, "Yeah, go on." Who was it? Was it us, me, you, Joe, and Ethan? Or was it just
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
Ethan, and
yeah.
Joe, and then you joined it after?
No, I think it was all four of
I
us
think
at
it
the
was all
same
four
time.
of us, yeah.
Yeah.
So all four of us joined, and then because we're absolutely funny and mental lads, we pretended not to know each other.
Yeah.
So when we start talking in there, and Ethan goes, "Oh, I'm in 505 or whatever it is," and I was like, "What? No way, I'm there too." And he's like, "Really?" And
Yeah.
then Brandon pipes out, goes, "Yeah, me too." We're like, "What is going on?" Everyone's like in disbelief, the fact that we've started talking to and we're laughing because we're finding this funny. And then
Yeah.
Joe decides to shout out of his window again, and then yeah, we're laughing at that, and then we go in the group just like, "Can anybody hear shouting?" And
Yeah.
they're all going, it's like, yeah. And then this girl, um, yeah, she sends a message, goes, yeah, I heard them the other day when I was trying to take my rubbish out to the bins. Like, oh no, she's in the group chat. So, oh no. Um, so what? 2 days go by, and
Yeah, couple.
that girl decides she wants to have a. This is before lockdown or anything like that. This is when you're allowed to like meet up with people. And
Yeah.
2 days go by, and she says, oh, well, I'm having like basically a party in my flat if you want to come. I just put it into the group chat so everybody was welcome to go. And I was like, I kind of wanted to go because I'm not gonna lie, I needed to make friends because obviously all these guys are in their third year and I'm in my second year. So at this point I had no idea what I was doing next year for I would have had no one around London, Wembley. So I was like talking to them all. I was like, oh, should we go? Everyone was like, no, they're not going. Apart from Ethan. I was like, Ethan, mate,
Yeah.
come on. And so I finally convinced Ethan to go. And it was actually a really good night. Like 5 minutes later, you lot turned up.
Yeah, we turned up. Well, Max and Ethan went up after like and ahhing for ages. And then we were just all, it was like me, Sam, Joe and Sean were just sitting in the kitchen. And then Joe was coming up with things like, he was like, oh, it's going to be shit and all this. Because Sean was like piping up a bit, saying like he wanted to go and all this. And then he was trying to get me to go. And then I started and ahhing. But Joe was like, oh, take like an AirPod or something. And then we'll tell you that stuff. And sort of like this secret thing, like we were spying on him. I don't know why Joe was doing it. Do you know, what's the show? Saturday Night Takeaway, where they've got like something in their ear and they're telling them things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a bit something like that. I think that's what he was trying to get at. And then we're just talking about it, and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. It's just, and then
It's a bit weird.
eventually, like, it is weird. Sam was just adamant. He was like, nah, I'm good. I'm staying here. And then me and Sean eventually were like, yeah, I'll come, then we'll go. And then Joe's like, yeah, I'll come, I'll come. So then we all head up, and we go up there. And then obviously, first thing we notice as soon as we're in there, Ethan's just center of attention.
Yeah.
He's loving it.
He's playing his piccolo.
He is. He's playing his lovely piccolo.
Wait, isn't like piccolo an
We,
instrument as well? He's not playing an instrument. It's a drinking game called piccolo.
is it an instrument?
I'm pretty sure a piccolo is also an instrument. We made that sound like he's playing an instrument in the middle of a circle. Piccolo instrument. Yeah, it is. It's like a small flute, I think.
Oh, I
So
saw. Right.
we've just
He
made
wasn't
that
playing a
sound like
small flute.
Ethan was not playing it. It was a drinking game on
He
his
was just
phone.
playing a small flute in the middle of
Yeah,
the middle of a party.
that's how mental that party
Oh.
got.
Yeah. That's what we mean when it got good. And yeah, like you're saying, it's sort of that was a good party, and then sort of they have a few more, don't they? And then it just sort of
Yeah, it just went from there.
sort of like divides a bit as well because there was like obviously there were people there from the party who we didn't speak to afterwards, but then we stuck friends with it was Kia and Kira
At the time,
to
yeah.
start with. Yeah, and then Hannah joined a bit later.
And
Um,
Kira's the person that we were shouting at when she was trying to take her rubbish out the bins, and we're really good friends
oh
with her now.
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, when Joe was shouting out the window, that was her.
It
And then
was
you've
her.
also got, I was gonna say, we've also got Mesa. When Mesa joined about similar time as Hannah?
I think it was a similar time. It was like a few days after Hannah. I remember I've met Hannah first,
Hmm.
and then me and Ethan were going to meet with Kira. Was it Kira, Kia, and Hannah in the park?
Oh, that's where I came
And
very late.
then yeah, that's when you were like 5 hours late. And Mesa was there, yeah. So
Yeah,
we met Mesa there, and then yeah, just became good friends with them all.
yeah, that's what I mean. And I think, like you're saying, I think if there wasn't any COVID,
we'd be
they'd be
going
able
out.
to,
Yeah,
yeah, they'd be with their mates and things like that. Maybe that. So it, there's silver lining, isn't there? Like
there are
we've met some
positives.
great new people.
We have,
Yeah,
yeah.
you've got to.
We should.
So you've got to look at that.
If you want
Gone.
to talk about our hobbies now, mate. I feel like
Oh,
we've
hobbies.
talked
I
about
feel like the
our
first thing is
uni
fantasy
life.
football.
Yeah,
Fantasy football, first thing. Yeah, so
fantasy
we're in
football.
a league, and we've done the draft for fantasy football. So obviously we got this whole thing set up, and then everyone comes in and it just shuffles you into an order, and then you pick your players. So obviously there's only people don't have the same players. And going into it, like I won last season. Max didn't play with us last
No,
season
I
because
wasn't
he
in it.
lived in.
I
Didn't
didn't
live
beat
with us
you in
last
time. Yeah.
year. So I won last season. So I am the reigning champion, which is very much under threat, a bit like Liverpool's league title this season. Because I'm now in third with Ethan, who is first, and he's almost 200 points ahead of me, which is absolutely appalling. And the thing is, yeah, like I've looked. His team isn't like it's just Harry Kane and Son,
Yeah, it is.
and to be fair, Callum Wilson. Like I
Oh,
don't understand how a
Wilson.
Newcastle player has got him so many points.
I don't get it. I was so
Um,
tempted to bring in Wilson just so I've got him.
Yeah, but I genuinely think I think he's going to play like the last 4 games of the
Yeah,
season.
that's the only thing. He's
And
out.
is he going to come back on the red hot form he was in?
It would be a
But
gamble because I've got Jesus, and now that Aguero's coming back, he's not going to get any game time.
yeah, hopefully, I've took a big risk with Aguero. I've put him in. I put him in last week and took out Richarlison, who obviously scored. So then it's less points, but it's
Yeah,
sort
it's,
of Ethan. Ethan's just. It seems like
he's
he's
been
jammy.
lucky.
He was having a bad week this week until Harvey Barnes decided he wanted to have his inner Pele and get a goal and an assist. And every time he starts off really poorly, it seems, and I'm thinking, okay, I can maybe get 20 points on him this week, or at least 10. And now currently he's sitting with 5 points more than me this game week.
Yeah, it's
Um,
ridiculous.
and
He's
it's
so
I just
lucky.
got
Like the players he picked, some of them just shouldn't. You look at them, it's like, not too bad. But then they'll bang out like a 15-point week. It's like, where's that come from?
the
And then
thing we were
there's
like,
me. Like
oh yeah,
I've been shagged this season. This season I've been shafted so much. I thought I actually got a pretty decent team. I got Aubameyang, who's one of the top goal scorers last year. Jimenez,
yeah,
who's like Wolves' main goal scorer. Vardy, again one of the top goal scorers last season. I got Allison, one of the best keeper in the league last season. And I got Rodriguez coming in for Everton, who was doing bits for me at the beginning of the season, and then they all got injured, and Aubameyang was just being shit. Aubameyang
oh,
has done absolutely nothing for me this season. He got that one hat trick, but I didn't have him in my team.
yeah. I'm just looking now at your first team when you drafted it, and I'm just looking like you had Allison and De Gea, and then you got Laporte, Wan-Bissaka, Alonso, Evans, Alderweireld.
Laporte is a good
And
shout.
if you look at that to start with, that is a decent
It
back
is.
line and goalkeeper. Liverpool and United, like although United have Harry Maguire, like they were keeping clean sheets, more clean sheets than they had the previous season,
Yeah,
last season. And Alisson, Liverpool, obviously the form that they seem to be in the first season, you're thinking bank of clean sheets. Laporte again, Wan-Bissaka again. Alonso, the only reason I question that is because when we did it, there was heavy reports of Chilwell, um, which
yeah. I think
he
Alonso
obviously
was like
did
one of
get
my
the
last
brace for.
picks.
Yeah,
So I was like,
Evans for Leicester was a good shout as well. And then Alderweireld was. You're thinking, well, if he's playing, it's Mourinho. He loves a 1-0.
yeah,
Um, so you think that's not bad. And then your midfield was Xavi. Xavi wasn't very good. You had Aubameyang and Madison, um, and Zaha, who you probably threw your main goal. You had Ruben Neves and Milivojevic.
yeah. They're not great. They weren't great
Yeah,
picks.
like Ruben Neves, the occasional screamer. Milivojevic is a pen taker, to be fair, so I can sort of see that a little bit. But apart from that, but I do. You took Madison. You don't have Madison now, do you?
No, I don't have Madison because
Which is
when I had
he's
him, he
playing
wasn't
well.
getting played. I think was he injured or he just
He's
wasn't
injured at the
playing?
start of the season. Yeah.
And then even then when he was playing, he was only coming on for like 10 minutes at the end of the game. So I was like, there are these other players which are playing full 90 minutes, and scoring goals. Let me put this in: the week I take Madison out, he scores a fucking screamer,
Yeah.
and it was just like a kick, like just a punch in the jaw. I was like, really? Why then? Is
Yeah, and now Sean's got him, and he's just doing bits, isn't he,
he is,
Madison
yep.
now?
And
So
then
that
who are my two
young
strikers? I had Jimenez and Vardy.
Jimenez, Vardy, and Lacazette.
See, then that's such a good front
That's
line.
decent. Yeah.
Jimenez
Lacazette's
gets
questionable.
knocked out, so he's out for the season now. Vardy has done all right for me, to be fair. He did get injured.
Yeah,
He's been
Vardy's
injured a
carried
couple
too.
of times, but not for too long. And then Lacazette has just been shite. That's just Arsenal.
Sorry, excuse me.
It's just Arsenal have just been shit this
Yeah, it's
season.
just Arsenal. They're just so inconsistent. But
I don't think it's necessarily Aubameyang's fault. It's just he's not getting anything. Like
what?
he's not being provided. I mean, he's missed some sitters,
Let's have a quick.
but like yeah, he's just. I think it's just the whole Arsenal team.
Yeah, well, who was it talking? I think it was Jamie Redknapp talking on Sky a couple of days ago after because didn't Arsenal just draw to someone? Or they lost to Man City, sorry, 1-0. And I think it was Jamie Redknapp was talking about how he just Aubameyang was this, this superpower, super goal scorer. He was in last season. He got top goal scorer, I think, joint with Salah and Mane or
Yeah,
whatever. And he was banging them in. He was scoring some amazing goals and all this. And he was like, the magic seems to have gone. He was saying like, yes, he scored a hat trick the game week before Man City, but the spark doesn't seem to be there. And I think it is just that inconsistency. But at the same time, it's Aubameyang. Like you take him out your team, someone will pick him up no matter what because
yeah. It's
he is.
Aubameyang.
He will have.
He's a goal scorer.
He will
He is
get
a
the
goal
goals.
scorer.
Yeah.
So it is. Yeah, I
Um.
took him out. Who did I bring in for him? I think it was Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
at
I
the
think it
time it
might
was
have been.
Ward-Prowse, and that wasn't or it was Pulisic. Then Pulisic got injured. Now Aubameyang's back in my team because
The funny
Sean
thing. Oh,
Sean
go on.
took him. Then
Yeah.
and then took him out the week before. He got that hat trick. So I was like, I'm putting him back in
Yeah.
there. If he got a hat trick, surely hopefully that means he's back to his goal scoring ways.
Yeah. That was brilliant. I think I was doing my 24-hour charity stream, and Sean was on with me and Ethan, and I think it would have been Friday, so it would have been the transactions had changed. I was like, Sean, you've taken out Bamiyang. And Ethan was like, what? And I was the same, like, you don't take him out, like, it doesn't happen. And he was like, yeah, he's not doing anything, like, at all. And I think they just played like an FA Cup game or something. And he played well in that game. And Sean was like, he's just not doing well. And then he goes and scores a hat trick. So when that happened, me and Ethan were just laughing our heads
That
off
was
because
brilliant.
like
Okay.
it's happened to me, like, or not necessarily I've taken someone out and they've had a good game. Like when was it? Two game weeks ago, game week 23. Foden that got 16 points against Liverpool, and he was on my bench.
Tell you what,
Um,
Gundogan's been my
and
best signing.
do you know we talk about you having a bit of a mare, like taking Maddison out. I had Harvey Barnes in, was playing shit, took him out. Ethan then got him, and now he's scoring and assisting every week, and he's a big threat. I put Gundogan in before I put Foden in. Foden's done well, so like I'm not too annoyed about this one. But I put Gundogan in, and Ethan was like, "Why have you put him in? He's a 2 point merchant." I was like, "Well, he scored a couple of goals, and Pep's like, he's pretty good at attacking." And Ethan was like, "Yeah, no, you basically being a bit delusional. He's just going to get you 2 points." And I sort of succumbed to that. He's top of their league, so I'm like, "All right, I'll listen to him a bit because he's clearly doing something right." So I took him out for Foden, and since I've taken him out, he's scoring every week. And it's just like, if I'd
There's
had him and Foden,
one advantage to being last is that I get the players that I want. My main player that I want,
yeah,
I get him, which is
yeah, it
fortunate.
is fair how they do it. So obviously, if Ethan being top every new game week, obviously you have transactions where if you want to take a player out, you have like this priority list where I suppose like if my first priority was Aubameyang, but I'm third in the league, but was Aubameyang because Max would get him first because he's bottom, so try and obviously help him get more points. And then it goes Sam, Joe, me, Sean, Ethan. So Ethan is very unlikely to get the player he wants because he's top of the league. Yet he's still ahead of all of us, and just like we just can't catch him.
Nope. He's done a city and he's run off with the league.
Max, I think you are in danger, very much in danger of the wooden spoon.
What?
You are sitting so far last.
Oh yeah. I am unbelievably last.
He's on 973 points in 6th place, which is last. And then Ethan's on 1,289. So you've got a lot to do
Yep.
to get back.
How far off Sam? Is it Joe or Sam?
Your Sam's on 1,045. Excuse me.
So basically nearly 100 points behind him then.
Yeah.
Love it. I love this game.
You're gonna.
I'm gonna finish last. I've accepted it. I'm finishing last this season.
I think there's you get given hope because there was a point where I think probably about a month back I was slowly gaining on Ethan. Like the gap is now almost 200, but I think the closest it's been in a while was a couple of game weeks ago where I dragged it down to almost just under 100. I think it was like 101 points.
Oh.
And I dragged it down. I think for a couple of weeks I'd got 10 more points in him or something. And I was thinking it's going in the right way. And then I'm pretty sure the next game week he gets like 30 more points in me. And I'm like, what can I do, man? Like, I'm fighting. I feel like Liverpool. I'm fighting to try and keep my title. And I just can't do it, man. It's just not happening.
Literally, Kane and Son are doing bit. Has he got Salah as well?
And Salah, yeah.
Kane, Son,
Like,
Salah. He's got Harvey Barnes. He's doing bits. He had Wilson.
He can just sit there every game week and just sort of be like, he doesn't need to make transactions because he fully well knows he could have 3-4 stinking game weeks and still be top before we catch him. I'm literally taking game week by game week. I'm looking, okay, who are playing the lower league teams, and I'm taking those players out. And like I've been putting West 1 players in when they're playing like Sheffield United or Fulham, just because like there's a chance they could do something against these teams. I'm literally taking game week by game week to try and drag it back. To be fair, Jesse Lingard is in my team, and he's been doing bits for me recently.
I wish I got Jesse Lingard.
It's just it scores a brace straight in my team after that. I think he had I think he's got an assist and goal since then. So he's done all right, to be fair.
He's done so well.
But we have got a double game week coming up, which could be big.
I'm trying to have a look at my team.
My only claim for this league so far is I'm the only person that hits triple digits in points for one game for a singular game week. So I've got 100. I think just clipped 100 on the last double game week. So that is my claim at the moment.
This week I had 31 points.
Have you got anyone left to play?
No.
So I've still got Bamford and potentially Armstrong left to play. Plus I'm going to have Stones and Diaz coming in who have got 6 and 7 points. So I will overtake Ethan this week, and I will overtake Sean. So I will go back into second. And actually, I might not, because I think Sean's got a few players left to play. But
for this, I've got 2 players who aren't on a double game week. That's Morpie and Bamyang.
Yeah, I think I've got all of them on double game. I could play a full double game week team, but I think I can't. Where's my team? There it is. I've got Bamford playing, who've got Villa, because Bamford's been a bit of a hidden gem, to be fair.
Oh, Bamford's done so well for you, mate.
So he's staying in. Who's just got the one game. But it is a sugar. We're not doing podcasts this early again, mate. I can't stop
we can't do it.
Every other one we recorded, it's been like 1:30, 2:30.
Yeah, it's all been like afternoon ones. We've been chilling.
Yeah, now 11:30. Oh, I can't.
So, what other hobbies do you like, mate? We've had a lengthy conversation about fantasy football.
Fantasy, yeah. I suppose for me, it's very much sport based. Anything sport based is what I love to do, like working out, going for runs. So like
Yeah.
obviously for me, play Sunday league football has been massive for me. I love playing Sunday league football. So this lockdown, especially with not being able to go to the gym or being able to go for a kickabout, because we, I'm in a group chat with quite a lot of the players who play for my Sunday league team. Where we go down to my there's a where I used to go to school. There's a sports centre, and there's obviously like an AstroTurf. So every Monday and Thursday we used to play football there for an hour, which was just a good kickabout, and that was just good fun. And it's just for me, a lot of ways how I like to relax and calm down is by just going to play football or like just going for a run. Like in a weird way, just it's pushing my body to like a maximum. Like whenever I'm playing football, like whenever I go there, it's not like I'm taking it super serious and like, yeah, I've got to do this. I just don't stop running. And you've probably seen that from when we go to like five-a-side when we could there. I just don't stop.
Yep.
Once I'm
I
on
can
that
back that.
pitch and we're playing, I just
Man just
don't stop running.
goes.
Yeah, I'm just winding up and I'm running everywhere, and I don't know why. It's just I suppose that's just me, and
Mm.
it's just how it calms me down and relaxes me. It's just constantly moving, constantly running. So for me, being stuck in this lockdown, it's been very shit because I've barely been able to move
Yeah.
in terms of what we've just been speaking about. Like I've gone for a few runs, but it's just not the same, I suppose. Um, so once football's back, man, I can't wait. It's just been so I've just missed it so much.
Yeah. I miss
And I
playing like
suppose
I
go
do
on.
miss the Power League. That's heartbreaking. I do miss that massively.
Yeah,
But
we
I think
turned up. Well, we
I
go
miss
on.
just like even going to the park to play, like what we did
Yeah, yeah,
at the beginning of the year, beginning of the
yeah,
academic year, I should say, back in
yeah. Well,
August and September.
yeah. Well, when we first moved in, because where our accommodation is, there's a car park which is right next to it, and where that car park is, there used to be a five-a-side league. We every Wednesday for the last 2 years for us, obviously for the last year for Max, we'd go and play football there. And I remember turning up and just looking to where it should be, and it wasn't there. And just saying to my dad, like, can you see the five-a-side pitch anywhere?" And he was like, "That should be there." And I couldn't see it anywhere. And there's just a heartbreak we've all had
Yeah.
because we've like this year, there's been ups and downs between us in the group in general this year, just for whatever reason. Maybe it's the fact that we've been stuck with each other for um,
Yeah, you
lockdowns and
guys
that.
have known
But
each other for 3 years as well.
yeah,
Living with each
so
other for
we've
three
been
years.
we've we've been there has been ups and downs. Um, my headset's about to die, but our Wednesday football has always been the thing where we could just get away, and it only. I'm not saying it was the new people. It's definitely not been the new people we've met, but it would be like we could just be us lot, and it would just be our time where we just do
Mm.
something. Because we've even spoke about it when we were having that sort of low period between us all. We were like, we need to find something where it's just us. We do like that can replace that power league. Because we'd go about what? It'd be about half. Was it about 3:30? I think we
Yeah.
used to go. It was definitely afternoon, and then we were there till 5 till 6. And it was just good fun, and it just released a load of. It probably released a lot of tension without us realizing last year.
Yeah,
Because
because this year it's very much like we've been not. I'm not saying we've been stuck with each other, but it's like stuck in the same flat,
yeah, I know what you mean. Sorry.
same the same set of walls, same set of walls. You
So
just can't
yeah,
do anything. The Power League was us. Like, yeah, we were allowed. We could get out. We could go and do. We can actually go out and go to other places.
yeah, exactly.
We've not had that opportunity this year.
Yeah, and we've sort of, I suppose, we've found temporary solutions, and when I say temporary, I mean like we've done it once and things like we did a come down with me in our flat where we all got split up, and of course I won. Me and Sam won. Let's put that out there. Wait, did you come second, Max?
No, no, we didn't,
Oh no,
because we
oh
lost
you
in Rocket
lost.
League.
Yeah, yeah. So
Because my teammate was
me and Sam.
sabotaging me.
No, that's basically me and Sam won. So I think obviously we got split into twos, and you could either do a starter and a main or a main and dessert. Me and Sam did a main and a dessert, and me and Sam had the idea of Sam would do the main, and I'd be his like a little assistant. for the main, and then the rolls were the reverse for the dessert. So I think we made like a shepherd's pie or cottage pie,
Yeah.
depending on the meat we used, which Sam absolutely smashed. It was delicious. And I was happening with that, and then I made this like massive cake. It was like 5, 6 layers, and it was like different. So one would have like chocolate chip in, one had like toffee in, one was just a chocolate cake, one was a Victoria sponge, and then I think the top again was chocolate chip. Um, and that went down a treat. Um, and
That cake
then,
won it for you,
oh, thank you. It was a, I don't know, it didn't look great. I'll give you that, but
but it
it
tasted
was just
good.
this tap. It did taste good.
It did
Um,
taste good.
and it had like different sort of layers of icing as well, which was quite good. But we sort of we tricked them a bit as well because we tried to make a treacle one. I don't know why, and it just went terribly wrong, and it fell on the floor as well, and it was just a shambles. And we left that out on the side, and we're like, yeah, that's your dessert. And you could just see him looking at it like, yeah, that's shit, that dessert. And then out of nowhere, we just pulled like this 6-layer cake out. Um, but
Baffled.
Joe and it was you and Joe, weren't it,
Yeah.
together? And
Oh,
they would have come second. Joe and Max
we
would
don't
have
need to
come
talk
second.
about this.
No, we do, we do. You would have come second if Max had tried his starter. They made something which Max didn't like. So we've obviously all gone to like afterwards. We all went to like each other's rooms or something, and we marked them or graded them and gave them a score. And both me and Sam and Sean and Ethan both were like, we both agreed, or like individually, obviously we went together, but we were like, we've got to put it down a bit because Max
Yeah, they
didn't
docked
try
us a
his
point.
starter. We docked him a point um, because if your food was nice and it was good, and you didn't give us pink chicken, unlike
Yeah.
Sean and Ethan. Like Sean was doing, oh, Ethan was set to do like the chicken wings for their team, and Sam being Sam obviously like checked, and he was like, yeah, it's pink still.
It came out of the oven about
And,
5 times.
yeah, yeah. And it was that, but their main was their pasta thing was quite nice actually. That Sean, it was chicken Alfredo,
Yeah, he does love
something
his
like
chicken
that.
Alfredo.
Yeah, and that was quite nice. Um, but it was like, yeah, we were being served pink chicken. So in the end, Max and Joe and Sean and Ethan got the exact same points. So uni students do. We took it to Rocket League out of all things.
Yep.
um, and me and Sam were just like commentating while these two were playing each other. It was quite intense, to be fair.
Yeah, it was. Didn't know that my teammate was trying to sabotage me the whole game.
Yeah.
He kept hitting it
Jo-
back. Was like, Joe, what are you doing? That's the oh, they scored.
yeah. I don't think Joe was best pleased that he was put on the same level as Sean and Ethan. Ethan, who does not cook at all.
I don't cook at all though.
Yeah, but you helped still, and you didn't give us pink chicken. Like, I think I don't know how Ethan and Sean were thinking. If Sean's just said, "Here's some chicken, Ethan, cook it, make sure it's not pink." Like, if that was me, I would have kept Ethan away from things which needed to be fully cooked in the nicest possible
Mm.
way.
Imagine
Um,
me and Ethan if we were on a team.
oh, that would be
You
brilliant.
boys eating a Mackey's.
Oh,
Which,
I'd love that. We
uh,
definitely have to do something like this again.
oh yeah, we should
Like we were
definitely.
talking about doing a bake-off, weren't we? At some,
Yeah, we
like with
were.
everyone. So there's potential of that, but
Think we
it
might
was
have to hurry this up a bit, mate, 'cause I got class in 40 minutes.
the pressure. Yeah, well, let's talk about your hobbies then. We spoke about
Okay,
mine. Let's talk
so
about yours.
I'll sort of quick fire it because we've still got a bit to get through. So
Okay.
my main hobbies, again, sport. I love sport. Like my main two, I'd probably say are football and badminton.
Hmm.
I I haven't played badminton in years though. It's kind of sucks just because this year's not really helped. Again, but
Yeah,
everybody knows that. We don't have to go into that again. We've discussed how shit the pandemic is and limiting
yeah,
it is. Um, yeah, football and badminton. But I think my main thing is for me is my filmmaking, photography, and my editing. That's the big one for me. Which on paper you might think like, oh, okay, that's not shouldn't really impact you that much this year. But
mm,
I can't go out and film. I can't get a crew together. I
yeah,
can't do any of that sort of thing. All I can do is write films, which I'm trying to get into more. I'm trying to improve my writing skills more. and that's all I've been able to do. I've been able to do like my coursework. They've provided some footage to work on, but other than that, it's nothing
Mm.
like it's no personal projects that I'd like to go out and do. But no,
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be difficult, isn't it?
yeah, massively into like my photography. I've been trying to do that more. I try and take my camera out as much as I can. We've
Mm.
gone to Hyde Park, which I took my camera out for only a little bit though. But I do want to get into it a bit more. But yeah, filmmaking, all that sort of thing. That's that's me.
That's max. That's max. But I
That is
think
me.
that the good thing is the fact you're saying your hobby at the moment is filmmaking. Yeah, it's something you want to do as a career. Is a good thing. Like there's like obviously I've said what I've said, but there's no way that's going to turn into a career. Like going to play Sunday League isn't going to be a career. So you're going to go into a job where you're gonna enjoy it because you're going to see it hopefully more as a hobby than
Yeah, I won't see it as a
something
job.
which has got to be
I'll
a
do it
nine to
something that
five.
yeah, I'll enjoy doing it. That's the main thing. I enjoy doing visual effects. I
Yeah,
enjoy the whole filmmaking process. So hopefully, when something comes of it, I will enjoy it. I know for a fact that when I actually get the job, it'll be a lot more stressful because I'm working from very tight deadlines. But again, it'll be something that I enjoy doing.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I should be able to
yeah,
handle it. Yeah, no. But
yeah. I
talking
think
about
you will.
films, should we move on to this day's Sunday ranking?
Technically, it's our Wednesday rankings.
Wednesday ranking, yeah, it is
It's
because
coming
this is
out.
coming
It's
out.
coming out on Wednesday. Now, do you want to do that now, or do you want to? Because I don't know how long this could take. Because
What we could do is we could rank them now, but then save the debate for another
another
episode.
time. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Should we do that?
Um. Yeah. What's my notepad's upstairs.
Where's my? I think I've got
Uh,
mine on my phone.
it's
Yeah,
fine. I'll get it
I've
up
got
on
mine.
marker. Are we including like solo and all that? Are we
I've
just
got them
gonna?
in
Shall we
my
just
list.
do?
Or should we just do the trilogies, like
Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ninth?
Yeah.
Okay. What is last for you, Brandon?
Oh. Oh, we're doing. We're not thinking. Oh. Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. So I can back that. Mine is Attack of the Clones.
Oh, that's the second one, isn't it?
Yeah, episode two.
Yeah, yeah, okay. We're just ranking them. I just
Yeah, we'll just rank them. We'll go into this a bit in more, or should we just save it completely for another episode? Because I feel like no matter what
oh,
we do when we talk about this, it's going to spark a bit of a debate.
it's
We'll go
gonna,
into
yeah. There's always gonna be like, how is that there? What are you on about?
yeah,
Because
and then we'll go
we've
into it.
spoke about it
I'll tell you
before,
what,
so it's gonna
that's a
be
teaser. That's where we got last. That's our last big
yeah,
ones. We'll talk about it in a future episode, our Star Wars rankings,
yeah,
because we will have
definitely.
to do like an
Because
entire episode just on Star Wars.
we're just gonna have to do a Star Wars episode, yeah.
We will. That's
Um,
that is actually not going to have to happen though.
yeah, oh yeah, because we've spoke about Star Wars like tweet us, and we very much disagree on a lot
We
when it
do.
comes
There's
to
a
the Star
couple
Wars
things that we
films.
can agree on. Like
Yeah,
our
yeah,
last
yeah,
place, like
yeah,
I can understand why he's put the Phantom Menace last.
yeah. Um,
So yeah, Brandon, did you want to
but
tell us what your should we move on? And tell us what you're doing this year then.
yeah, I
I know it's a
suppose a
bit.
big aspect, huh?
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I know it's a bit abrupt, but I do have class in half an hour.
No, don't worry, don't worry. I can get through this. It's our last segment. So basically, coming into this year, um, obviously after the terrible year of 2020 for people and all that, I don't know. I just sort of had this. It just hit me one night, and I think because I think December, probably December. Speaking realistically, I was probably at one of my lowest I'd ever been in my life. I think it was just so many things were like happening and it was just hitting me and affecting me and I just hit rock bottom. At least, yeah, it was definitely close to rock bottom, if not rock bottom. And then we're coming closer to the new year, and I'm back home and I'm thinking it's been a shit end of the year for me, like how I've been feeling. And I was like, but if I really think about it, there's people out there who've had it much worse through 2020. You know, they've lost
Yeah,
jobs, they've probably lost family members to COVID, loads of things, and you know, people who have had maybe medical issues which have had to be put on hold because of COVID and all this. So I was just thinking, like, if I can do my little bit just to try and help out where I can, then it's sort of it'll feel good. And we've got an episode coming Sunday after this where our guest did like a 5K run, and she talks about how they just wanted to help out, and it's just exactly how I felt. So I sort of came up with this idea where it was I called it the 12-12 charity challenge, where each month I was going to I chose a charity, or to be fair, I asked a lot of my mates and family members if they had a charity close to them, and they'd want me to raise money for. So each month I had a charity, and then I had set activities where I'd raise money, or what I'd do to try and raise money. Um, so for January, I raised money for cancer research, which I think raised £400 dead on. My target each month is 100, so we absolutely smashed that. And the support that I got from it sort of blew me away, to be fair. And then coming into let's just get sorry, I'm getting my charities up. Coming into February, it was for guide dogs, which was one which coming to the end of February now is probably means a lot more to me than what it did at the start, on the basis of it was one which my grandparents chose, and they both passed away this month. So the fact that this has done so well, I think means a lot more to me than it would have done if obviously I was happy because I think it's raised like £320, and obviously I was ecstatic. I would have been ecstatic either way, but the fact that I've got such support for something which it was a charity my grandparents chose and now they've passed. I think it's a nice way to end
Mm,
February, that I think they'll see that and they'll be like, it sort of make them proud.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
so that was good. And then going into March, I'm raising money for Health to Oceans, we had the owner of that on in our first podcast, Daniel, and he talks about all about what he's doing and how he's helping out low, like third world country areas, and cleaning up the ocean as well. Going into April, I'm doing Mind Charity, because I know mental health has been this huge thing, which especially over the recent times for me, like I've never been someone who's had terrible mental health, and I've always been quite upbeat most of my life, but especially December through to now. To be fair, it's been a challenge for me. So I think means a lot to me as well, because I think as tough as times get, you've always got people out there, just to support you and will be there for you. And there's always,
Mm,
there's many people and places set up to speak to people to try and help you. And then going into May, it's it's an organization called Beat, which is to do with eating disorders and people who, you know, are having sort of, I suppose it's sort of mentally, again, struggling to eat or overeating and all these things. So that was recommended by a friend of mine. Um, and then Alzheimer's Society, it's June, which was also, I mean, to be fair, I think most of the ones are now recommended by friends. July is Women's Aid. August is the Me Association, um, which means a lot to one of my mates because it's got his mum. It's ME obviously, so it's not the Me Association, it's ME Association. My mate who's recommended that, his mum has ME, so that means a lot to him. So if I can, the aim, obviously, I want to raise as much as I can for that. And then September's Calm, which I can't fully remember. I think it's mental health-ish again, and it's to do with suicide, I think, and
mm.
try and help people out who are like literally at their lowest of lows. Going into October, Salvation Army. November's prostate cancer, which was one you recommended, Max.
Yeah.
Um, and then December's the Birmingham Children's Hospital. So they're all amazing charities.
Oh,
And
100%.
obviously, if I can raise as much as I can for each of them, it would be brilliant. And I think it's it's one of those things where I'm it's gonna come to the end of this year, and I'm gonna have raised however much money, and it's it's gonna be nice because one, I know I'm gonna have helped a load of people. Um, two, it's gonna be a sense of achievement because I will have done all these things. Like so far, what January, I went vegan for a month, and what else did I do? What did I do in January? Oh, wax my legs.
Yeah, you've been doing a different
which
challenge
was
for each one, haven't you?
yeah. So there's different challenges for each one. That was very painful. Then I thought more than I thought it'd be waxing my legs. And my hairs, I think they've only just started to come back now. They're still quite smooth. It's weird. And then February, I did no alcohol, which when obviously originally I was planning to be back at uni, which would have made it 100 times harder. But being back home, that's been relatively easy. So when it came into February beforehand, I was like, I need to add a few things on. So I think no alcohol this month. I also did a 24-hour charity stream, which was really good fun. And I had Max and Ethan and mates from uni who all come and supported me, and mates from home who also came on at times, and it was great. And it was like, I think I was online with Ethan till 3:30 in the morning, which he didn't have to do, but he stuck with me till then. And then my mate from home came on at 6, so it was just great to see them supporting me. And then I also did an ice bath, which was it was about 10 kilograms of ice in the bath, and it was so cold. And the worst thing is, I was trying to set it up. I was trying to record it because Jordan was asking me questions, and I couldn't get out until I'd got a question right, a bit like Casper Lee's videos. And I was trying to set it up a bit more professionally and have like an actual camera looking at me, and this. And I've got in, and Jordan asks a question, and I look up at my camera, and it just says memory card full. So it's recorded like the first 10 seconds. So I jump out. Jordan's like, "What are you getting at? How did you do that to us?" And I'm like, "No, no, no, the camera stopped recording. Like memory card's full." So he's laughing his head off because I'm already like freezing cold, and I know I've got to get back in. And then he's asking me these dumb questions, and and it gets to a point where like I get so close with so many. Like he was like, "Name the 5 oceans," and I think I missed out on one. And then there was one where it was like, I think the question was 7 times 6 plus 35 divided by 2. And like I was struggling to do 7 times 6 in my head. Like I had to start like counting like 7, 14, and on my fingers. And I got to obviously 42, and then there was that adding thing, and I forgot what he said to add. And he was like, "No, no, it's just divide by 2." And I was like, "No, I swear there was an add." And then he just moved on, and he knew there was an ad, and he was just keeping me in there. But it was good fun, and obviously it's something as well where those sorts of things, especially like the waxing video as well, where people are going to see it, and if they're having a bad day as well, even if it's nothing to do with the charity, they'll see it and they'll just laugh and they'll put a smile on their face. So I'm trying
Oh,
to.
I've got a smile. I've got some entertainment out of those videos.
Yeah, well, I remember just getting out of that ice bath, and I was just so red and shivering. And like there was just like ice coming up my swim shorts, and I was like, "Oh, it was so cold." And I think the worst part was getting out, like because I was in there for about 6 minutes, and I was getting used to it a bit, and then getting out, it just seemed like so much colder. But I think I was thinking about for 1 month adding, because like I say, and I'd quite like to add something in where it's a video or something where people will watch it, and if they're having a bad day, then they'll have a little put a smile on their face or laughing. And I was thinking recently, once we're back at uni, Max, for whenever that is, I've been looking to see how much it costs to buy a paintball gun. And then they're not too much. I think they're about 60 quidish to get like just an average paintball gun. And if everyone in the flat chipped in, then I'd let you lot like shoot me with a paintball gun. Which I
Well, so that's
think,
like a tenner
uh,
each then.
yeah, so a
Yeah,
tenner
I'm
each,
keen.
and then I think you get like 100 balls with
Actually,
it as well, free.
as long as we can keep it away from Joe at the end.
I think the worst thing is, yeah, like yeah, Joe would just start shooting people randomly.
Like
Well,
can we use that on him for when he brings out his whip that you fucking bought him?
oh yeah, we did Secret Santa, and I bought him a whip because normally he's got like a lanyard, hasn't he, which he keeps his
Yeah, he
card
whips
in,
us all.
and he mainly whips Max and Ethan because their reaction's just the best when they get whipped. It's just funny. So I was like, do you know what? I'll buy him an actual whip for a Secret Santa.
It's
So I bought him like this,
fucking
and
painful.
it does sting, but if you don't react, he hits you less, and that's what I say a lot of us have learned. Ethan and Max haven't learnt that yet. Because it does hurt, so you have to grimace when he whips you. Like I'll just stand there and he'll whip me in the calf like twice, and I'm like grimacing, but he just gets bored because I'm not reacting, and then Max will come out his room and he just chases at him. It's just not safe in that flat at the moment.
No, it's not. But yeah, I'll tell you what, a paintball gun for me and Ethan to defend ourselves. I'll take that.
A paintball. Yeah, because then
Yeah,
it's there to be
Joe
used
Cobb pulls out
afterwards,
the
isn't
whip. We just like,
it?
no,
Well, yeah.
no. We just boo, boo, boo,
Let's
boo,
just
boo, 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 boo.
we just all of us just come out and it's just a standoff between you and Joe.
Just like,
We just
"Da-na-na-na-na-na."
oh yeah, so that could be a thing where I could let you guys sort of shoot me with
Yeah,
a
I'm
paintball
with
gun because
that.
I'm sure that'll please you. That'll you lot will enjoy torturing me. I know Joe definitely will. He's
Oh
definitely
yeah,
got a kink for that.
yeah, he does.
Definitely has a kink for that.
Yeah, he definitely
Um,
does.
but yeah, well, going into March at the moment, the only thing that I've got set is I'm going to do a 5 mile run or walk a day. So I might try and think of something else to do to have some sort of video or comedy, something that just cheers people up because
Just
it's
film
just the
yourself
only
coming
one.
back into your house after you've done your first 5 mile run.
Oh, I'll
That's
be
fun.
dead. I'm
Yeah,
gonna just
exactly.
collapse.
Exactly.
I might do another 24-hour stream, not in March because there's no way I can do a 24-hour stream and then go for a run afterwards.
Yeah.
But I might do another one later down the year, especially when uni's finished because it was good fun to be fair. As painful as it got near the end, um,
I remember playing some
but we'll just
Rocket
have
League
to
before
see.
with you before the football, and you say like, "I am dead."
Oh, I was so tired. I had to have coffee, like caffeine tablets, to keep me up and all this, and I was just like chugging coffee and just eating anything just to try and get energy in me. It was not fun. But yeah, that's I suppose that's my sort of charity thing, and it's just to try and do a little bit and contribute a little bit. And like I was saying, how at the end of the year I'll have achieved something, and I think it's kind of a lot. Obviously, it's not the main reason to do it, but when people have sort of said to me like, "What's one thing you've done in your life which you're like really proud of?" This is something that I'll be able
Oh,
to say, and then it's going to be a good story. And I've already got like stories from this of like waxing my legs and having that ice bath and
yeah, exactly.
and it's like things that are just it's just made my life a bit more interesting in these dull times at the moment.
Yep.
But it has been
But
good fun.
it is
And
amazing what you're doing. Fair play to you.
thank you,
Like
thank you.
genuinely.
Yeah, I think March will be definitely the toughest one so far with the running. But it is for a good cause, and if you are interested in, I suppose, if you want to support me in any way, that is obvious, everything is much appreciated, and if that's just sharing posts and all that. But if obviously the charity I'm raising money for in March is Health to Oceans, and it's not a very well known one. So if you want to learn more about it, just go and have a listen to our first podcast. And if you don't want to listen to all of it, it's probably like the last 20 minutes or so where we talk about
Yeah.
it. And just give it a listen because what he's doing is amazing work as well.
And all of his links, all that sort of stuff are in the description of that video as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it takes you
check
to his
that out.
website and all that, so you can see all about him. But
Hmm.
I suppose I've got uni in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I do. So
I've got a dissertation to do, so
yeah,
we
I
should
think
probably end it there.
yeah, probably wrap it up. So yeah, don't really know how to end these things. I always find it so difficult. But
Yeah, yeah, I know, but hopefully you've learned a little bit about me and Max and
yeah,
us for our future podcasts, and then we'll definitely do a Star Wars one at some point
oh, 100%.
and all that.
So yeah, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you.